Very rarely, when I hear horror stories of digital transformation gone wrong, has it actually been the technology itself's fault. More often than not, it's how we implement the technology and the way that we manage the change within our companies. Back when I was selling technology, I had a client reach out to me and they were really unhappy with their current software solution. And as I started to kind of unpack the challenges that they were having, I realized that it had a lot less to do with functionality and a lot more to do with how the change and the process optimization was managed when they implemented the last tool. During this time, we were a part of a large RFP process, and I was selling against this incumbent tool. Feature and functionality wise, both of us really had a lot of the same capabilities. But my focus on the sales side was getting them to realize that they weren't going to be successful by just bringing in another tool. If they were going to do it, they needed to commit to doing it differently. And during that sales process, because I knew that that was why they were unsuccessful the last time around, I wasn't willing to compromise and bring down the price to get rid of the change management and the things that I knew were actually going to make a difference. It was like a 6-month long process. We were down to the final 2, and it stung like hell when I lost the deal. But I knew that we weren't going to be successful if they weren't going to allow us to come in and manage it the way that they needed to in order for it to be successful. Fast forward to 5 years later, I'm creating a ton of content on LinkedIn, talking about the importance of people-driven change. And at some point, one of my videos got in front of the right person and it finally clicked in their mind. They came back to me and my team after their second round of failure due to the exact same reason. And I know for a fact that it was 5 years because when I first bid on this project, I was pregnant with my oldest daughter. And when it finally closed, she was on her way to kindergarten. They had spent 5 years struggling with the same problem of lack of adoption and poor processes because they didn't bring people into the implementation. All in the name of being able to save a little bit of money. When in reality, because they spent 5 years going round and round this ring of rosy, they probably ended up wasting a lot more than it would have cost them to implement the right way. Some people might think I'm crazy for having pushed that idea of people-driven change so much during that sales cycle, but they came back to us because we were right in the long run. They needed to take a different approach if they actually wanted a different outcome.